After 2 years, some things that should have been forgotten were unfortunately not lost. The Rings of Power is back for a 3rd season. We're supposed to get a several-year time jump from season 2. The Forging of the One Ring, Origins of the Ringwraiths, and Celeborn was announced as a character. So follow along as I review this new trailer and break it down. It opens with shots of Sauron wearing Morgoth's crown, Mordor, and the Forging of the One Ring. From the shots of Mordor, it looks like Barad-dûr is being built, so we will indeed get the Forging of the One Ring this season. With how the other seasons went, it will probably be at the very end of the season if I'm to guess. We then get shots of, wait, who is that? Can it be Celeborn? Galadriel's husband who she never left because they loved each other so much? The actor Jamie Campbell Bower is great, but honestly he still has that creepy Vecna vibe from Stranger Things to me. Not the composed grand elf he is in the lore, or as he is portrayed in the Fellowship of the Ring. But maybe this is a perfect casting for this rendition of Galadriel.
There's a tempest in me.
Anyways,
Crabine from Dunland!
We then get a voiceover of an orc telling Galadriel that Sauron is forging the One Ring. It seems like Amazon is doubling down on the whole orcs can be good too storyline that they pushed in season 2. If you didn't already know, there is no such thing as a good orc. They are inherently corrupted and evil beings. Not only that, Sauron crafted the One Ring in secret. Nobody knew about it until he first placed it on his finger. Only at that moment did the elves, who are wearing their rings, realize they had been tricked and took the rings off. We then get our first of many callback shots. The first one is of what looks like the Ringwraiths. Look, I've always been a fan of how the Ringwraiths look, and this isn't too much of a departure, though it is enough to detract from the original in my opinion. The Falby scream is spot on, and it looks like we remember. So yes, get ready for some heavy callbacks on things we know and love to mask how terrible the story is most likely going to be. Don't worry, look how cool these Ringwraiths are. Don't worry about how stupid they'll probably act. Oh yeah, it looks like Galadriel is going to have some kind of PTSD regret arc as we see her crying and freaking out as some unknown hand strokes her hair. Probably her ex-lover Sauron's hand. The orc goes on to say that there are armies scouring Middle-earth, and we get some orcs walking through a forest, probably about to get smashed by the angry Ents, because basically nothing in this show is original. In the lore, Sauron tries to take all the rings of power from the different races, so I'm guessing that's what the orc is referring to. We see Gandalf looking like Gandalf finally. Saruman is back claiming Middle-earth will burn, and we see Black Legolas staring dumbly as a fireball is launched at a fortress. Hard to tell where that is, but my guess is some elf outpost as the war between Sauron and the elves is supposed to be well underway at this time. It feels like they're really trying to draw people in with the Ringwraiths and foul beasts. This slow-mo shot makes me nervous about how the Ringwraiths will be written this season, because it's all spectacle and doesn't make much sense for how they would do battle. Why did he grab him and not use his sword? Looks cool in a quick 1-second shot, but any thought after that makes you wonder. Gandalf says a line this series has become famous for, seemingly profound but utterly devoid of meaning.
Has it not yet occurred to you? Death might well be the price of saving it.
Then we finally get to see what the Númenóreans are up to. This season we should see the rise of Pharazôn and him taking Sauron captive. Some of these shots seem to support that storyline as we see an army, I hesitate to call it vast, and it looks like they're about to go to war. Unless this is the last alliance of men and elves, which I highly doubt, it's probably the Númenóreans marching on Sauron and scaring him so badly he surrenders and gets taken captive back to Númenor. With how this series has condensed timelines in the past, I wouldn't be surprised if Sauron's manipulation of Pharazôn and the Númenóreans that leads to their downfall will happen this season. Anarion, Elendil's other son, is supposed to be in this season, and Elendil, Anarion, and Isildur's people are the only Númenóreans to survive the downfall, so it would make sense that it would happen this season as much as it should be drawn out much longer. It looks like the show is going to say Celeborn has been held captive by Sauron for all these years. I personally prefer my theory that he was crusading in the Holy Land with Legolas, but I digress. It's pretty laughable that the show is actually making an attempt to bring Celeborn into the story at this point. Just leave him dead. It makes Galadriel's choices seem marginally better. We then get a few shots of the dwarves and the Ringwraiths coming to collect their rings of power. Again, that's at least what happens in the lore. Then there's a series of shots including Elrond with his classic mid-fart expression, probably Anarion and his sister or wife.
Mr. Frodo, look, it's an Oliphant.
For real, guys, it's really Gandalf. And the good orc pleading for Galadriel to come with him. What in the world? Celeborn then rips this one-liner.
The Dark Lord. We have to stop him.
Similarly to the Ringwraith slow-mo fight shot, this line doesn't inspire confidence in the competency of the writing for Celeborn. Judging from these Galadriel fight scenes next, is going to be Galadriel saving her man in distress. How original. Sauron makes a pitch for coming to the dark side, probably yet again to Galadriel, and we get to see that Círdan the shipwright is back! Since he has been so pivotal, the Eagles are coming! And Sauron raising the Hammer of Fëanor and Mount Doom to forge the One Ring. And that's the whole trailer. My overall impression is, it's just more of the same. More of the same finding whatever thing was in the original trilogy and bastardizing it in the series. More terrible adaptations of epic events that would be awesome to see on screen, but are done so poorly, it comes off as so lame and underwhelming it's laughable. More of the same nonsensical lines that are supposed to be deep but make no sense.
Do you know why a ship floats and a stone cannot?
More of the same constipated Galadriel face. It's uninspiring. The Númenorian storyline, where they're at the height of their power and take Sauron captive, should be so awesome to see, but it will probably be condensed into one episode where we're told once again how cunning and deceiving Sauron is, while seeing none of it play out on screen. And speaking of Sauron, Charlie Vickers is just not a good Sauron. Maybe it's the direction he's given, but he doesn't convey a convincing manifestation of evil and cunning. He was awful in season 2, and it doesn't look like he'll be much better this season. He basically just has the same wide-eyed, deadpan expression this whole trailer. Celeborn looks miscast and shoehorned in after everyone wondered where the heck he was. So lame. I think the best thing about this trailer is there are no Harfoots in it. Excluding them from season 3 could easily elevate it to the best of the series so far, which is not a high bar. Isildur also doesn't appear in the trailer. Let's hope he's off somewhere learning how to be a man. All in all, it looks like it will be another nothing burger of a season. I will be covering it on my channel, so stay tuned for more breakdowns of the episodes as they come out this fall.